Welcome to Financially Speaking with SFM. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by David Allen and Frank Lovaglio. They are co-founders of Securities Financial Management. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you today?
Great, thank you.
Good. Let me start with you. How have you been, Dave?
Been great, thanks.
Busy?
Yes, very, very busy. Strange times, but very, very busy.
Sure,
We're fortunate.
Absolutely. Very, very blessed, I'm sure. Frank, how about you? Busy as well?
Really good, really busy. Have a new grandbaby, 4 months old.
Oh, congratulations.
So that's been fun. So my daughter's been, with COVID, living in our house with her husband, and from 1 to 4 months, we've watched that baby kind of grow up. So all good.
Oh, what an amazing time of life that is.
It really
I can
is.
only imagine all the joy in your house right now.
So fun.
Absolutely. And you took the time to come in and do the show today, which I'm so thankful, because I know you're so passionate and you're so busy with helping people retire comfortably and with peace of mind. Let's talk a little bit about the history of the company. Frank,
Sure.
How did it all start?
Yeah, I'll start. And it's really kind of a great story. Dave and I went to a basketball camp way back when we see the gray hair here, way back when we were 14 years old. We met at a basketball camp and we became fast friends. It turned out he lived in the same neighborhood in Melbourne, Florida, kind of the east coast of Florida.
Oh my gosh, sure.
We became great buddies. And in college, we wound up going to schools that were very close proximity-wise. He went to school in Tampa and I went to school in St. Pete. And played basketball for a small school in St. Pete, Florida.
Okay.
We became great friends. And in the summers, we would come home and kind of talk, let's do something one day together. We have this great friendship and we've been good friends since 14 years old. It'd be fun to create something one day together.
Sure.
You say that when you're 18, 19, and 99 out of 100, it never really happens, right? It's just good talk, right? And well, lo and behold, we both got hired for a big box, kind of big Fortune 100 financial services company.
Okay.
And
at the same time?
Yeah, he's a year older than me.
6 months ahead.
Academically,
That's
he's a year
amazing.
older. I'm
Okay.
smarter, but he's a year older. And
Okay,
and
we'll stick with that one.
staying with that story. But so he was first and got
Okay.
hired by this company, again, a Fortune 100 financial services company. And then he kind of put in a good word for his buddy and said, hey, this is a good guy. We need to hire him too. So I got an opportunity. So we worked together for about 4 years, really learning the business. And we got kind of pretty quickly in the first 4 years, we decided, wouldn't it be great if we could create our own independent financial planning company that had the ability to help clients in the way that we wanted. Where we worked was great, but there were some proprietary programs and some of the programs that were available. We thought, what if we did it the way we want? And there's no one telling you necessarily what product to sell, or the fee structures could be what we decided as entrepreneurs. And so we decided to do that. And that was probably mid 1980s when we decided to kind of launch out.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And do our own thing. So yeah, it's been really rewarding, and it's been a great run for us, and we've helped a lot of people.
Absolutely, and I know people love working with both of you, and they talk so highly about you also, because so important to talk about would be the fiduciary standards.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about, Dave, why is that such a benefit?
That's a big word in our industry today.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will ask us, are you a fiduciary? And many of them don't even know why they're asking that question. But
Sure.
what really is a fiduciary, in its simplest form, is that we're doing we're working on the best interest of the client, regardless if we're making money or not on that client. So if something is better for them than one that you make money on, you have to recommend the thing that is best for the client. So the fiduciary is primarily doing the best thing for the client's best interest.
And who wouldn't want to work with someone like that when you think about it, especially when you get into the retirement years? You want to know that you're being listened to, being heard, if you will, and that someone genuinely cares about your needs, not about products that they're trying to sell, but about what is the best fit for you as the individual.
That's so true, so true. And that's one of the beauties of being independent.
Yeah.
It's our company. We all have our, the regulatory authorities that want to keep us in line, and we definitely live in that world and abide by that.
Sure.
But The real deal is that you just have to do what is best for the client and the products that fit the client. We don't even really call it products. It's what program or what is best for you. If you're very conservative, if you're growth oriented, what stage in life you are. No matter what, nobody's the same. Every circumstance is different. So it has to fit. There's no cookie cutter that fits.
Exactly. And Frank, let me ask you, who is your ideal client? Who do you serve the most?
So what we like to work with is, Dave and I primarily work with people that have $500,000 or more of investable assets.
Okay.
But since our team has really grown over the last 25 years, we have 20 other advisors that are on our team. So we don't like to really say no. Again, we started from very early roots together and wanted to help clients. Our whole main emphasis of starting our own business was to help people. So we'll work with people less than that, no problem at all. We want to help everybody. We can bring our team in to really help anybody. You know, some people, well, here's a recent question that was asked with all that happened legislation with, say, the Secure Act that just came out.
Sure.
And there was an opportunity to take up to $100,000. Just for example, this is a question that we had about 15 questions saying, hey, Frank and Dave, from your IRA, taking money out. They call us and say, Frank or Dave, you know, should I take this $100,000? This is an opportunity pre-59 and a half because of all that happened with COVID. Should I take that $100,000 out? And we would talk to clients and bring our team in. And for many people, even if you were a high net worth client, it may make sense because you could spread those taxes out over 3 years. So they gave you an opportunity to pull out $100,000 and pay taxes on $33,000 in 21, $33,000 on 22, and $33,000 in 23. So this gives people an opportunity to perhaps take money out and increase their wealth on an after-tax basis. So I don't want to get too deep because every single client's a different scenario. But those are the kind of questions, we know right now there's a lot going on from a political standpoint. We'll not comment on that because depending on what side you're on, but there's going to be a lot of changes going on. It looks like income taxes might go up. How does that affect our clients? How do we become tax efficient? How do we counsel them to make sure we're giving them the very best advice? And so that's, those are the clients we work with in general.
Okay.
So Cynthia, also to add to that, our clients are, in many cases, become our good friends. And they will call us on anything. If it's anything that looks or acts financial, they call us. Should I own my car? Should I lease my car? Should I refinance my house? We're not mortgage brokers. We're not lawyers, but we commonly will sit in those meetings with their lawyers. If they don't have one, we'll refer one to them. They're all part of our team, and we try to be that center of their financial life and get them to the places they need to be. If it's a good mortgage broker, it's a good lawyer, you need a new accountant, or do you want us to work with your accountant?
Sure.
That's all part of our process. And then we also work as the team with, it's not just me, it's not just Frank, it's normally Frank and somebody else. Sometimes it's Frank and I. So the client has not only me or just Frank, they have a team. So if we're on vacation or one of us might get sick or whatever the case, you're never alone, as opposed to many independents like we are a one man or one woman show. It may be an assistant. Our office has 20 financial advisors and multiple staff in 2 locations. So at any given time, you're going to find that our clients are not going to be left with able to reach somebody at any given time.
Sure. And where are the 2 locations now, gentlemen?
We are based in Orlando, Florida, in one of our offices. And then we have another office on the East Coast near Melbourne, Florida, kind of between Melbourne and Cocoa, called Vieira, Florida.
So excellent.
That's a quite active office as well.
And I want to add to one thing you said. Part of the team approach that Dave and I, our firm, offer, we had a very important advisor about 2 years ago, and it happens to all of us, but she's close to 60, and she got sick. She got cancer, and she had lots of great clients. She's been with the firm several years, and we all kind of collectively together came in and worked with all those clients and helped those clients. And she told me recently that her clients actually didn't feel anything, that they got good advice, they were counseled, and they got to the other side without missing a beat. And so part of being a larger independent financial planning firm is we can really help people.
Absolutely.
And we can help them because we all know that, you know, only God knows that, well, there's no guarantee on each day.
Sure.
And it's imminent that we're going to get sick at some point.
Sure.
So when there's a large team to help you, I think it gives clients comfort
Yep.
Yes.
that there's always somebody there.
Definitely.
And there's
Peace
a
of
real
mind.
trust amongst our folks. You know, a lot of firms kind of compete for clients. We
Yeah.
sort of see it as one big team that all dives in to help people reach all their financial goals. So it's a different feel.
Absolutely.
And it's something we're really proud of that we've built, you know.
Well, gentlemen, this is the perfect time for us to go ahead and open up the phone lines to the viewers at home, because I know you have a very special offer that you'd like to present today. To the viewers at home, there is a phone number on your screen. That number to call is 877-740-6553. What you're calling in for today is a complimentary comprehensive financial plan. Basically, what you're going to have is a time to sit together with these gentlemen. Let them take a look at where you currently are with your retirement plan. Is it the right plan for you? Are you set up to retire for the next 5, 10, 15 years, however long that you're going to be in retirement? Make sure that you can sleep comfortably at night. Now, again, this is a complimentary consultation. All you have to do is pick up the phone and call today. The number is 877-740-6553. We have to take a very short commercial break, but when we come back, I'm going to have some more questions and answers on how to plan your perfect retirement. Please stay tuned.
How confident are you in your current financial plan? Do you know with certainty how the recent market volatility will affect your future hopes and dreams? How much are you paying in taxes? And how much are you losing to unnecessary high fees? You didn't work to save this money so that you could spend your time worried in retirement. Now is the time to take charge of your finances so you can feel confident about your future. Call in during the next 30 minutes of today's show only to set up an absolutely complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review that will result in your own customized written plan. This is a $999 value that we're giving away complimentary to the first 10 people who respond. We'll start with a full-blown analysis of what you already have, by running a report to untangle how much you are currently paying in fees, how you're allocated for risk, and what it's costing to work with your current advisor. Next, we'll identify your goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to go, and who do you hope to go there with? Is your current financial plan set up to get you there without mishap? Let's design a roadmap to create a financial plan you can follow with confidence. Get the piece that so many people are missing from their retirement. Find out how having a written plan can make a difference to your retirement dreams. Call now to schedule your complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review today.
And welcome back to Financially Speaking with SFM. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by David Allen and Frank Lovaglio. They are the co-founders of Security Financial Management. Gentlemen, a great show that we're having today, and obviously going to the commercial break, the phone lines were already lighting up. People definitely would love the chance to come in, to sit with you, to have that plan put in place. So let me ask you, David, what does it look like when you're doing the planning process?
Okay. Well, basically, somebody comes in for an initial meeting. And when they come in for an initial meeting, it's really, do they like us? Do we like them? Mm-hmm. That's important.
Sure.
Because we have a philosophy, we only work with nice people.
There you go.
Okay.
That's
nice
a good
people.
one to have.
That's the first criteria. And also people that are looking for help, that want advice. I don't need the person that's going to come in and tell me how great they are and what they've been doing and why they've been doing it, and they don't want to listen to me. They want me to hear them. That's not my client. That's somebody who wants to do it themselves, and that's absolutely fine. Mm-hmm, but our client will come in, and once we determine that we have a fit, then we'll start gathering all the information. And that is all the financial information, all their insurance information, and really their goals. What are your goals? What do you want? What do you want to achieve? Not your need. Well, we need your need and your goal. Yeah. And then we will take that information, put it in there. We're going to listen to you. Mm-hmm. We're going to learn about your risk tolerance. You know, after 30 plus years, you can kind of get a feel for, not only what the tools that we have to determine your risk tolerance, but you can see what a person, if they're aggressive, conservative, what stage in life they are. Then we take that information, and this is the information that we will offer in this meeting if somebody comes in for a complimentary consultation. So we'll go through all that. We'll give you the same circumstances if you are hiring us as your advisor.
Okay.
And if you choose to continue with us, you choose to continue. But those who hire us, and then we'll go through and we'll develop a very specific plan for you. There's no cookie.
written plan.
Yes, it's a written plan with active action plan recommendations, all from what investment programs you should go in. Are your wills and trust in line? Should you go see a qualified attorney? We're not attorneys. And once again, everybody's circumstances are different. So they might have a well-written estate plan already. Then we will look at taxes. We're not your accountant, but we will work real closely with them. If you don't have one, we can recommend one. And we're going to look at the debt. How is your debt set up? Is it your mortgage? Do you have unruly debt? Too much credit card? And we're going to be brutally honest. We're going to tell you, and I always refer to this as kind of a financial EKG. Okay, when you do things, we're going to see if your financial heart is beating correctly, or is it too much stress on it? And so it's almost like a stress test. The bank, remember the old bank stress test when they were testing to see if those banks were healthy?
Of course.
Well, we're going to say, are your goals in line? If we see that somebody's goals are too heavy, we're going to say you need to back it down a little bit. Either that or wait some time. We'll give you some guidance, and we always say it's your money. But it's our job to give you guidance.
Absolutely. And how long does the planning process take, especially the first consultation, for people that are actually wondering how long they should plan for?
Probably for the first meeting, it's probably an hour.
Okay.
But if it takes longer, it takes longer.
Okay.
We also know that we're not going to turn the clock on. So that first meeting's there, and then once we do, we probably give 10 days or so, and then we will deliver your plan, and we'll spend as much time as you need in that plan, and then there'll be action plan on what you need to do.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. Frank, let's talk a little bit about some other planning that you do for clients, if you will. Let's take off and run with that.
Absolutely. I mean, one of the biggest things that people come in for, nobody wants to outlive their money. So income planning, and a lot of times they'll contact us and say, Frank, Dave, Mike Allen, who will be on another show, and all our advisors, what do I do to make sure I don't outlast my money? And we have kind of an adage, and I know that it's gotten a little bit of publicity, but it's not what you earn, it's what you keep, right? So all these years, we have lots of different clients, very high net worth, very high income clients, but it's always great to see a client that had a moderate income, but they were just great savers. And so one of the things that everybody asks is, am I going to outlive my money?
Absolutely.
So one of the things our firm will do is we'll look at all the different types of income. So we'll look at Social Security, pension income, 401k income, IRA income. We're also going to look at after-tax income. Do you have rental real estate? In Florida, there's a lot of people that own rental real estate. That's an after-tax income that usually you won't put inside an IRA because there's a lot of rules there, and most people own that outside of an IRA. Also, really quickly, and a question we had very recently is they called and said, my Social Security, which is a huge part of overall income planning, because there's two things that most people will have at all walks of life. They're going to have Social Security if they've worked and hit their 40 quarters, right?
Of course.
And most people have to steal their wealth. There are certain people that start businesses and they have incredible opportunities to have wealth, but 95% of Americans get their wealth from kind of taking it from themselves through qualified plans, through IRAs, through 401ks, where they take a little bit of money from themselves every week for 30 years. And I was reading just yesterday about all the 401k millionaires there are. There's millions of Americans that have become millionaires through their 401k.
Wow.
And it's normally just a little out of every paycheck for 35 to 40 years. And we work with a lot of those clients. So they'll come in and say, okay, part of my income planning is my 401k. So we'll look at all the different sources of income and make sure it's tax efficient. We'll bring in CPAs, either our own or work with their CPA, and make sure there's enough income for them to be able to live a great life. And that's a big deal for a lot of people.
Very big deal for everyone that I know. Everyone wants to have that comfortableness when you retire.
Right.
Gentlemen, this is the perfect time for us to reopen up the phone lines to the viewers at home. To the viewers at home, the telephone number on your screen is the one to call. That number is 877-740-6553. What you're calling in today for is a complimentary comprehensive financial plan. Allow these gentlemen to take a look at what you currently have in place. Is it the right plan for you? Does it need to be tweaked or need to be redesigned? You deserve to have peace of mind in your retirement years. You don't want to have the fear of running out of money. These gentlemen can assure you that that won't happen if you allow them just to kind of take a look at what your plan is, if you will. Again, the number to call is 877-740-6553. This is available to the first 10 callers only. We'll be right back after this very short commercial break.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking with SFM. My name is Cynthia DeFazio, and I'm joined today by David Allen and Frank Lovaglio. They are co-founders of Security Financial Management. Gentlemen, again, going to the commercial break, I love watching the phone lines light up because I know that people are really looking for the information that you're providing. So, Dave, a very important question I have for you are, what would some of the decisions be that people are making as they're approaching retirement?
Okay. Well, Cynthia, in our town, we have a number of major employers, and we have a number of clients that are either approaching retirement or have approached retirement. Firms like Lockheed Martin. We have a number of clients with Lockheed Martin. We have a number of clients with Disney, Harris Corporation over in the Melbourne area. And they come to us with pretty complex circumstances. They have a very, very important decision to make. Some of them have 401ks, but some of the people that have been with the firms for a long time, they were fortunate enough to be at the time when there was a pension.
Wow.
Young people now coming to work don't have a pension. There's a couple, but not many. They get a 401k or a simple IRA plan. But in this case, they got the decision, okay, one of the biggest, and people take it very lightly, you have some choices when you are retiring. Do I take a single life only, the largest amount per month if I'm retiring on a pension? Do I take one that's a survivorship option, one of the survivorship options for my spouse? But what if you're not married? What if you are a widow and a widower? And so there's a decision there. If you take one of those options, the first option, which is just stops at your death, what about your kids?
Absolutely.
Do you want your heirs to receive something? So there are strategies and there's decisions that need to make. Sometimes it's a lump sum option. Sometimes the lump sum option may be the best. But if somebody's looking for guarantee of income, it's that piece that they know is going to cover their bills and the rest they can do other things with, maybe the monthly income. Some like to know that, no, give me my money now. I'll deal with the investments, or I'll work with my advisor on the investments. And we do that tremendous amount with, and they have a lot of decisions to make. And when they are a few years away from retirement, or even they're a young person working there, they've got decisions to make with my 401k. Where do I invest my money? Which options do I have? What beneficiaries should I have? Should I name my trust as a beneficiary? Should I name my young child as a beneficiary? There's so many decisions. So We offer that to all our clients, and we gain a lot of clients because of the complexity of that decision.
Absolutely. Frank, what are some of the common questions that you're hearing from your clients at this time?
Yeah, good question. And I also want to add something that Dave said. The beneficiary piece is such a huge area in our practice. We've seen some situations where if beneficiaries aren't set up correctly, what a disaster it can be. So one of the reasons that a lot of clients come to us is our firm is so comprehensive. You know, you could have a really good investment plan, and we work very hard to structure investments, but if you don't have the other pieces, tax pieces in place, the estate planning pieces in place, beneficiaries are not set up correctly. So to speak to that beneficiary section, we had a client that did great on the investment side, really had accumulated wealth, was with us for 25 years, built a beautiful portfolio, and you know, 1 out of 2 people get divorced, so this gentleman got divorced, and in part of his planning, he forgot to change the beneficiary to an ex-spouse.
He had a policy we didn't know about.
Yeah, it was a policy that came in the office that we had no idea that he had it.
Oh boy.
And
Ex-wife.
forgot to change it. And so when it was time, when he passed, all the planning was done. There was this policy unbeknownst to us that his daughter knew about. She had actually owned the contract, and all of a sudden the beneficiary was an ex-spouse. So these children, in line for a $700,000 life insurance policy, it went to someone, and it was a pretty contentious divorce. So you could see how the children might be pretty disturbed by the dad not letting everybody know about it.
Sure.
And those are the kind of things. Another example that we had recently, we had a client that did great planning on the accumulation side. I mean, really, really good planning. The accumulation was done properly, but then what happened was he had forgotten to change the beneficiary, and he had gotten sick. And instead of having the beneficiary done properly, the beneficiary went to someone unbeknownst to him, again, another spouse situation. So you got to be very careful to make sure that all those beneficiaries are set up correctly. You can get bit pretty hard.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Very,
That's
very
a very
important.
important component to consider when you're thinking about all of the steps of retirement, because those need to be correct to avoid the mistakes that you're talking about right now, if you will.
It's that hidden thing that you
100%.
don't think about.
Yeah.
When we've had them where somebody, instead of never changing it, gets remarried.
Yeah.
And leaves the child, and there's other children that don't get the money. So it's important, as simple as it may seem, review your beneficiaries.
Absolutely.
Review your wills and trusts. Things
You
change.
have to. And gentlemen, again, it's all about coming in and letting you take a look at what everyone currently has in place to make sure it's the right plan for them. Thank you for an amazing show. I can't believe we're out of time already. To the viewers at home, the number to call once again is 877-740-6553. Make sure that your plan is the right plan for you. We're being offered today the Complementary Comprehensive Financial Plan. Don't miss the opportunity to gain one for yourself. Thank you again for watching. We appreciate the time that you've spent with us. And once again, that number to call is 877-740-6553. Keep the questions coming. We'll be back here next week. Be safe, be happy, be blessed.